So speaking of, since we it seems like we're dwelling on the whole the fatherhood aspect. What are y'all's opinions and fatherhood goals as we get to that age of fathering children, or even I mean, because a lot of the kids I mentor, they call me dad and all this other stuff. So like, what do fatherhood goals and relationships, and and what if you and the child's mom not together, like what does that look like for us, because some people it's absolute dysfunction, and some people it's liquid gold, you know what I'm saying? But I think, this young man is a prime example of, like, there's something missing, you know what I'm saying? And maybe somebody gets a chance to listen to this podcast or watch this YouTube video, like what would be one or two gems that you would drop on, a prospective father, or because right now all three of us are fathers in some capacity, or another, you know what I'm saying? So what are some jewels that we can drop on the brothers and the sisters out here, just to get them going?
Go ahead, Cliff.
You gonna put me on there first? No, ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. The main thing is as a father, being a father is one sit down. Will make you sit down and enjoy, just life at that. But as far as speaking out on the subject itself, I always find myself in different and I may act on it. I always take myself back that if my kids later in life needed my help or my guidance or dad or what you do. So everything I approach that's in front of me, besides putting God first and then looking at my kids, I have to put myself as a living example, no matter what it is, that I applied some effort. I mean, to execute it with excellence. And I wasn't always like that. I can't say I was. I had a mindset of obviously just handling my business as I needed to be. Um, but as a father, I mean, you gotta, make small goals, get praise, always be a better man today. I want to be a better man tomorrow than I was today. And that's a man and that's a father. Reaching that, that's just, you know, in small, put me on the Johnny on the spot. Fatherhood, fatherhood is dope. We always, want our kids to be better than us, around ourselves, like that. Our parents, our leaders, our mentors, godfathers, stepfathers, or whatever father and step in our life, they always want us to be better than them. So it was always rules, it was always guidance that those rules, guidance that they didn't follow. I can think about a lot of men in our lives that did that, exactly that. But that's it, man. Just be driven, you know, uh, fail forward. I ain't gonna talk long because then I ain't gonna say nothing. But failure is good. Failing is okay. It's just not being stagnant on failure, coming off that failure and process, getting past it, moving forward.
Yeah.
That's where I'm resting.
Okay. All right. All
Leaving,
right.
just leaving.
Huh? What's up,
Mr. Levy, what you got?
man? I've first off, for people that is gonna watch this, I fortunate enough that my children were already here before I met them, and it is two of the most beautiful kids ever. Love them to death more than they could ever even imagine. Uh, I enjoy being around them, messing with them. I get on my son's nerves like no other, and I'm having a grand old time freaking doing it, and he allows me to do it anyway because I'm not gonna stop until he let me do what I was gonna do. But although the one thing that I'm learning with them, I could never give them my actual DNA, but I'm looking forward to leaving behind my mental DNA. I will give them any and everything of me, which anytime a question is brought to me, I enjoy it, whether I wanted that question to be asked or not. Because now I have a 17-year-old daughter who can ask me anything in the world, and I got to answer it. Got an 11-year-old son who definitely asks me anything, and I got to answer it. Which at the end, again, I enjoy the hell out of it.
Okay, okay. Well, I guess it's on me, man. So I have a toddler. That underlying hum in the background, that is probably my toddler running around the house, running the house. But man, I think, man, having a kid and especially a daughter, which I would like, everybody, oh, you got to make a boy, you got to have a boy, you got to have a boy, man. I'm having a blast with my little girl, man. It's so funny because I get to see what I would be like if I was a girl. You know what I'm saying? Like what does Honorary in the female version looks like, man? But it's a like she has taught me a different type of love. You know what I'm saying? Like we all say we love our significant others, or we love our family and our friends, and even we say we love our parents, man. But man, you get to having kids, and you're just like, God, dog, like, man, if you said run through this brick wall with this 5 gallon can of gasoline and it's a fire on the other side, all right, bet, get out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like unequivocally, man. And for some, they'll say, well, I'm waiting to have kids, which is a great thing to do. But let me tell you something, you're never gonna be ready.
Don't do that.
You're never gonna be ready. You know what I'm saying? And so with that, man, it's like it's one of those things where I enjoy it so much. Man, I struggle with people that don't want to be around their kids, man, because I'm like, man, what? Like, man, these jokers is fun.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
that baffles me,
Man,
bruh.
you know,
That baffles me. Like, how do you not?
yeah, man, because they drop jewels on you, man. You know what I'm saying? You like, man, but man, it gives you, not to get all sudden, but it gives you the warm and fuzzy. At least for me, it does being a dad. You know what I'm saying? Just like we was chopping it up today for Clev went to see uh went to see his son at school today, man. He was all spiffied up, you know what I'm saying? And I got excited. I got excited because I'm like, man, nephew gonna have the coolest dad in the, you know what I'm saying? Gonna have the coolest dad in the whole joint. You know what I'm saying? Like that was exciting to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
okay, Miss we're gonna let Rob, we're gonna let you go last. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody gonna pay no attention after you get done. So we let you go last. You know what I'm saying? But man, that feeling, man, just even my homeboy having that effect on his kids, I was like, man, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I
It's
just
very rewarding, man, in that moment. Like I didn't even embrace the moment. I looked at you like a reflection. You dished it back on me real quick, and I'm like, wait a minute, like I not that I was downplaying the situation like that. It's just I'm all over the place. I'm at work, and I got to get serious. Go talk to the kids. Got to worry about COVID, term X, all this other stuff like that. But like I said, it's rewarding, and I mean, Dante, your kids are older. I didn't introduce my kids of 7, 6, barely over 1. But at any age, like you said, your James said, your daughter, like she'll tell you something. She's smart. She'll tell you all kind of stuff. Once you open up to attention and stuff like that. It's very humbling, to be my son's superhero. And it, coincidentally, I got on a Superman shirt because I'm all about heroes for my kids. Super dad, Superman, extraordinary man, or extraordinary father, super dad. Um, Sometimes you don't get no days off.
Man, man.
Man,
You know, uh, but at the same time, personally speaking, I'm not with my significant other or my kid's mother or mothers because I got two kids with one mother, and I have my oldest daughter with my ex-wife. We can talk about that on a different subject. But things happen, life happens. Kids, not that I look at one mom different or the other mother different to raise kids. And I want to be a dope dad. I don't like saying co-parenting. Used to hook on that co-parenting, but I got away from it. I used to even like, oh, I'm the baby daddy. Got away from it, because that's not intelligent to be contagiously speaking those words around my kids, because they're going to absorb that. They don't need to know that. But at the same time, my situation that I don't regret anything because everything happened how it happened. But even though my kids are separate, my boys need their sister as well as my sister needs her brother, and then it's up to me to bring them together. So in that dopeness, of raising a family, fathers out here with multiple kids, stuff like that, make a way,
And that's all it is actually.
make a way,
Make a way.
make
man,
a way.
man, like that's perfectly said because man, kids, man, a lot of times, man, the effort for them is all it takes.
Huh,
You know what I'm saying? That man, that effort, will go a million miles back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely,
Oh man,
Amen.
my dad came to see me.
you know,
Man,
absolutely.
he looked tired. Man, he looked tired, but he came to see me anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like that effort, man. I believe that leaves a lasting impression, man, on that generation and going forward. I think it impresses upon them how important it is. Albeit, yeah, I just got off work and I've been up for 24 hours, but let me get this
Man.
1 or 2 hours here. And when you lay down
And
and
that's
take a nap,
when
I'm finna lay down and take a nap.
when you say just the little things go so far. Like I talked to a guy that I randomly meet people know, by my job. A lot of people I don't know if they know I've been in law enforcement. Count my military time, almost 16 years. But as a civilian police officer, 11 years. That'll probably be another subject I want to talk about police and stuff like that. But I meet people on the fly. This past storm, a lot of people travel up and down. One guy ended up calling. He was from Illinois. He had a load coming back to Florida. Well, anyway, he got stuck. We fellowshipped about 4 hours because he was stuck on the road, and I wasn't there to uh, do some type of traffic detail. He would have got rear ended. But we talked, and he talked about the small things because his kids were older. His daughter was like 30. He was like, my daughter set me back, took me back to the situation. Said little things matter. So I don't know. I think I was actually talking about see my son this week, which is today, going to school, doing stuff like that. Some people just really want to ask you how you doing. We do strangers. He was like the one thing that got my daughter was like he remembers that we used to go out to eat, and this is him talking to me. And he said my daughter told me that I always would unfold a napkin, put it on her lap. That way she can put like her French fries on top, and eat her food on top. She wouldn't get her hands clothes soiled. That no difference in how we would that small thing. He wouldn't even think that his daughter would remember. Now she's 30, and he was just doing it just to be doing it. really didn't matter on that little bit, that little
Hmm.
thing meant so much to her that that's what the imprint took, that she remembers of her father.
Yeah.
He was
And
smiling about it, just like it was just, that was dope. It really
and
was.
more than likely, she probably now does that same thing for her children.
Absolutely.
Yep, yep. And like I said, man, that's what I've noticed, man. Is just that, man. Even with my daughter, man, like it's funny because I grab her sometimes, man, and I grab her by the face, man, and it's funny because I grab her by the face and I kiss her forehead, and it's funny now she does it to me. She grabs me by my cheeks and she wants to kiss me on my forehead, and I'm like, man, who, you too. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you doing? Like you have no, but it's like you have no idea what that's doing for me on the inside. You just doing it
Oh
because
yeah.
I do it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Hey
So,
man, you dude. Again, it's just being there for them for these kids. 'Cause, dude,
Gotta be.
James definitely know what I was doing for them track meets. Hey, I will
man,
work 16 hours, well, basically 18 hours.
Mhm.
Show up to a track meet. I could doze off in the stand. Somebody tap me when she's about to run, so I can get up.
Right.
I got 2 hours after the track meet that I can sleep to go back to work to do another 16, 18 hours basically.
Right.
But there is no way I would have missed any of it.
Mhm.
Not possible. Not humanly possible. Even if I would have had to continuously stay up, well, there's going to be a whole bunch of 5 hour energies and coffee for me with joy in my heart doing it, not missing anything for these children.
right, and to piggyback right there, even even having your bros, man, your inner circle, because even when you can't be there, look, I'll be at work like, where's she running at? If I can make it, I'm gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
and I'm finna be up there screaming just like you, my daughter, but you my niece, and I'm
Right.
finna embarrass you because I'm known.
Uh-huh.
Oh wow.
Look, you finna
Man,
know I'm around these pods cheering for who I'm
man,
cheering. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Her track meets, his basketball games. What? Okay, I'm on the way.
Right. You know what
I'm
I'm saying? Like I never forget, man. I came to one of Mirror games, man, and when he saw me hit the gym, he was like, "What you doing here?" I'm like, "Man, watch you play, dog. What you mean, man? What you mean? What I'm doing here? The only
uh,
reason I'm here, you know what I'm saying?" So man,
That's
it's stuff like that that's rewarding, you know, that makes you feel like you a dope parent at some point. You know what I'm saying? Because you get those kind of reactions. Like, man, yeah, you can make them scream by going out and buying them the latest toy, man. But what have my actions, what have my actions done to, to garner that reaction, man? Because I think that's just,
absolutely no value. That
yep,
action has no price.
yep. So,
and the dope thing, as you know, James showing up to Amir's game. That goes for even our nieces, our nephews, things of that nature. My nephew Aviante plays at Beach High School football. If I can make it to that football game, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Hopefully, he wears glasses so he can't see who's actually there too far away. So, but hopefully he can hear my voice to know that his Uncle
You know
Dante
that
was
voice.
there.
Everybody know a voice.
I
right,
would I would leave the first half of Aviante football game to go to Cam's football game in
Right.
a totally different freaking city.
Right.
I'm trying to make to both my nephews football games in the same day that is happening at the same exact time.
but it goes back to that word, effort,
Yeah, yeah,
effort.
Right.
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because man, I tell people, I coach. Of course, I coach a Flint inner city. But I tell people all the time, man, my old man, he was relentless, man. If I had something going on, if I played, he could be in damn across the state. He needed to know the schedule and what time I was gonna be there because whatever I was doing, I was gonna see his face, man. I didn't really know that I was, subconsciously looking for him, but I was, but I didn't
Mhm.
realize the effect it had on me until
Oh,
I started coaching. And I was like, man, look, I just tell people, man, just come. You had no idea who looking at you and gonna see you every week and be like, oh man, they coming to see me play. You might not know a soul on the team, man, but it's because it's Flint and we support each other. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
when them boys see that, man, they just like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? They got something to play for. You know what I'm saying? They like, oh, somebody's watching, man, because it's nothing like, man, seeing the boys, man, and don't nobody come and just seeing the disappointment. Not that we lost, we won, or we lost. It's just the disappointment of nobody being there to see if they did good or they didn't, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm always gonna critique it in a football aspect, man. But sometimes we get, man, the way you made that cut, blah blah blah. We're gonna talk about it in the film, and but
right.
so that's man, but I think this conversation is dope and it's much needed because like I said, I think all the fathers, what black, white, Mexi, Jew, Gentile, purple, yellow. I think, man, at some point we all need some form of encouragement to know that, we all struggle as fathers from day to day, man. But just, look, it's a long road to hoe, man. Just pick it up and get to work, man.
Right.
'Cause
No matter from where you at and what time and place you in, you always
yep,
make time. Things look
whatever
good.
space. You know what I'm saying? If it's a good space, it's a bad space. If it's a bad space, work on making it a good space. If it's a good space, work on keeping it a good space, man. Whatever space you can be in your children's lives, man, if you with or with their mother or not, man, it's
Right.
about the kids, man. And we sometimes we we gotta let that pride go. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
pride of
You let that pride go and you make it personal.
yeah, man, and not
Like
oh
that,
work, it didn't work,
kids
and
are
I don't want
suffering.
no I don't want no other man raising my kid. Hey, if you ain't
Right.
beating on my kid, like we good. Like if you ain't trying to lead them astray, we good. Now you leading them astray and you mistreating them, you might have
Yeah.
a different set of circumstances. But but as long as that's not happening, man, we got to figure out how to work together, man, because it's imperative, man, because we all see what's going on, man, and these young men without direction, man, they ended up,
Yeah, man. It takes a village, man. It takes a
man,
village.
man, that it's crazy.
That's the part. That's the part that I cringe that we are slightly getting away from
You know,
because you have parents that don't want you to speak to their kid.
That's right.
man, man, that's
And, and I got parents that call me to come fix their kid and then don't want me to talk. They call the whole police. My kid does not want to go to school and my kid is out of control. I'm like, I'm on the ready. I'm like, oh man, I'm on the way. Like, I'm going to that call right there. You know, oh, like what? Oh, you going to school? I want to go get some French fries and some pizza. What you talking about?